Hello, hello, my magical manifesting mavens. This is Benier Pierre, intuitive life coach, master manifester, and the secret weapon every boss needs. So I've been coming on here for the past few weeks now, giving you these magical moments and tips for intuitive living. And today I really just wanted to come and give you a truth of the real, or a dose of the real rather. So a lot of times I listen to people talking about the excuses for why they can't live their best life. And even after seeing other people do the very thing that they want to do, for some reason, they feel that those people are special, or, there's something about that person that allows them to go after their dreams. But today, I wanted to put all of that to an end. So today's message is piss or get off the pot. So these really are the things that are holding you back from living your best life. And all these excuses, all these reasons why you can't do it are bullshit. So I hope that you enjoy piss or get off the pot. So the first problem with that I see a lot of people have when it comes to going after their big dreams is they don't believe that it can happen in the first place. And so what happens when you are trying to pursue something that you don't believe, you sit there and come up with all of the reasons it's not going to happen. And it just pushes it that much further out. And so I encourage you that if you're trying to manifest something that you've never done and it seems impossible, if you can't wrap your brain around the fact that it's going to happen, and if you can't get to that space of unwavering faith, choose something else. Because what happens is you are manifesting all the time. So whether it is out of your power or it's out of your fear, you're always manifesting. And so if you are manifesting out of your fear, what's happening is you're telling the universe that it can't happen. And you're attracting more of the can't happen to you. You're attracting more circumstances to prove to you that what you are trying to achieve can't happen. So again, if you can't wrap your mind around the fact that this is going to happen for you 100%, choose something else, because you're making it even harder for yourself. One way to trick your brain into knowing before you can actually touch and feel it, trick your brain into knowing that this can happen for you no matter what your vision is to surround yourself with people who are already doing the thing that you're trying to do. We attract in the now. We manifest in the now. So instead of waiting to bring to fruition your dream and then start living that life now. I was teaching my manifestation in action class yesterday, and one thing we talked about was, if you're trying to manifest a certain amount of money, for example, go shopping now. Go shopping for exactly the things that you would purchase when you get that money. So whatever you need, if you need $10,000, whatever you need that $10,000 for, manifest it right now. Go shopping and buy what you will buy when you have that $10,000, so that you feel right now what you want to feel. Sometimes it's hard to get your brain to understand that whatever, when I was about to quit my job, for example, it was really hard to wrap my brain around the fact that I would be able to quit my job and work in my passion full time. I couldn't see how that was possible. And so I started surrounding myself by people who had done that very thing. I started surrounding myself to the point where I saw so many people quitting their job. I thought that was the norm. I thought here in America, we were on some epidemic of black girl magic where everybody was working in their passion and quitting their day jobs. I didn't realize that it simply was because that's the reality I created. And so that helped get me off that fence of maybe I can do it, maybe I can't do it. The next thing that happens when you choose not to piss and so you stay sitting there on the pot is that your legs go numb. So often we run into analysis paralysis. where we research the hell out of what we want to do. We plan the hell out of what we want to do. We talk and we network and we make all the connections we need, and we never take action. And so instead of letting your legs go numb, simply do something. I guarantee you that whatever your big vision is, whatever your goal is, you have probably done enough research to make it happen right now. You know enough to make it happen right now. And honestly, even if you don't know enough to make it happen, you know enough to at least take one step and learn the rest as you go. But so often we are stuck trying to figure out everything, figure out the how before we even get started. We talk ourselves out of our promise before we ever take the first step. So I encourage you to just get moving. Don't let your legs get numb. Just start moving in the direction of your dream. The rest of it is going to come to you. But it's time to piss. It's time to do something. And if you're not going to do it, if you're not ready, that's fine. But get off the pot so somebody else can use the bathroom. Because what's happening is, because you're sitting there, not only are you not living in your promise, but you're prohibiting others who need to be living and walking in their purpose and their promise. You're prohibiting them from taking their rightful place because you're sitting there and you're afraid to move. Piss or get off the pot. The next thing is to understand that the cure for fear is action. So often we don't do things because we're afraid. And, you have to take action, even if you don't know what you're doing, even if you don't know your next steps. Just take a step. Take an inspired step towards your dream, and the rest of the plan will be laid out. But none of the plan is going to be laid out if you don't take a step. So often we're praying that God enlarges our territory and gives us more, and we can't even handle the little bit we have now. Handle what you have now. Take action with what you have now so that you can attract more. Another point I want to make is so often fear is the scapegoat for inaction. Fear is the scapegoat for laziness. Honestly, so often we say that we don't do things because we're afraid. But what are you afraid of? Especially when you know that you are powerful beyond measure and you know that you have the power to create and you've done it in your life before. That's the thing. You've done it before. You already know it's possible. But you're using fear as the scapegoat because fear is an easy answer. It's easy to say, well, I didn't do it because I was afraid. But is it really fear? Be honest with yourself. Is it really fear that's keeping you stuck, or are you lazy? Is it really fear, or do you not want to do the work? Is it fear, or are you not ready? And any of those answers are fine. It's okay not to be ready and not to want to do the work, but call it like it is. Like Ayanla says, call a thing a thing. Call it like it is and quit using the excuse that you're afraid. And just say that you don't want to do it, that you're not ready to do it. It's time to piss or get off the pot. So I encourage you today that if you have a vision, if you have something that you've been wanting to do, stop making excuses. Either do it or don't. But using all these excuses about how other people are so special and they haven't gone through the things you've gone through and they must not have kids and they must not have had all these hardships and all of this stuff, stop it. Simply say that you right now choose not to walk in your purpose. But that's harder to say. It's easier to say that you're afraid. It's easier to say that other people are special. Well, today I challenge you and I call bullshit on your excuses. It's time for you to piss or get up.